Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, see, folks, I play very serious videos I've been doing for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's a sub sandwich review. And if you watch my videos long enough, you know that there's certain things that go along with the sub sandwich review on this channel. But we'll get to that. It's super simple format, folks. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items, in this instance of the sub sandwich variety. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight super cool shirts. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Galactic Empire shirt. What would... They're a band. They are a Star Wars themed metal cover band. So they all dress up in Star Wars-esque costumes. They go over there and they perform metal versions of Star Wars songs, as well as a few other pop culture songs. I managed to get one of my friends who have never managed to get to go to a concert to go to this one, because I was like, come on, man, you love Star Wars. And he's like, I do love Star Wars. And you like metal? He's like, yeah, I do like metal. So managed to get him to this one. It was an absolutely fantastic time. They put on a great show. I actually have some videos from the show, just in case you're interested. They're also on this channel. So if you're like, I like Star Wars and metal and sub sandwiches, boom, there you go. But anyway, what with this being a sub sandwich review, 3 things I have to preface it with. Number 1, I have been going for over half a year now on sub sandwich adventures, okay? I have been trekking across my generous, locale of sub sandwichdom. That's how I wanted to put that. I've been hitting up chain locations. I've been hitting up Italian delis, pizzerias, gas stations. You name it, if they have a sub sandwich, I've been hitting it. So that's first thing. Second thing, all of my sub sandwich reviews are on a playlist called Subs for Subs. So if you do like my sub sandwich reviews, they're all there. Every single one. I'm pretty sure. Very final thing, it is important to remember, if you do enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, Sunday is sub day. Sunday is the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. As a result, Sunday is sub day. So if you want more sub sandwich reviews, just wait till Sunday. You're going to get at least 2 of them. I can almost promise you that. But anyway, all that said, all that out of the way, what am I trying for you? What are we doing here? What sub sandwich am I reviewing for you? Well, folks, boom, it's sub sandwich, clearly. And you can see it says special, which, I mean, okay, yeah, but that doesn't actually tell me very much. This is actually the Italian special sub. It's a 7.5 inch sub. Cost me $7.99. It consists of capicola ham. I'm gonna fucking struggle with this. Cortegahino bologna. That's how I'm putting that. Or no, Cotegahino, something like that. That's a new one for me. Genoa salami, provolone, lettuce, tomato, onions, salt, oregano, and oil. And it comes from, boom, Cousin Subs, who I have not reviewed anything from, most likely because there is only one location anywhere even kind of close to me in the state. But I did become aware of them a while back. I've been meaning to hit them up, and today was finally the day. I was just like, let's just do it. Let's get it out of the way. So, if you watch my sub sandwich reviews, you know that when I go over there and I try out a place, one of the first subs I always like to try is their Italian offering. So hopefully this will be damn good. I also just reviewed a milkshake from them, a mint shake. So go watch that review if you want my take on that. Let's take out the sub. Right, okay. Alright, it looks like this, which is to say, that's not a bad looking sub. I'm not gonna say I haven't had sexier looking subs, but that ain't a bad looking sub. I like the meat over the top. The bread appears to be proper. let's give it a go. Let's try their take on the Italian sub. Let's give it a... Boom. All right. Ooh. It's got a lot of flavor. Got a lot of flavor. That oil is really nice. They use a decent amount, but not enough to override things. Like, just enough to give it that nice punch. Because that's really crucial for a good Italian sub, in my opinion. Bread is really nice. I was a little worried about that, actually. Because when I was looking up the menu on their website, it looked like the bread style that they were using was basically like Jimmy John's. I've never been big on Jimmy John's bread. But no, this is like pretty close to proper sub bread. If I have a point of contention with it, it's very thin. Like, typically when you get sub bread, you get some real thick bread. This is definitely thinner. But it is crispy on the outside. And then, you know, it's got that softness on the inside, which is what I want. Okay. You got a lot of meat. It's nice you get the mix between the oils, the saltiness of like the salami. This is a pretty damn good Italian sub. Lettuce, tomato, all that tastes fresh. The onion isn't like overwhelming. It's just there's an accent, which that works great for me. That's pretty damn good, man. Okay, so when I'm reviewing an Italian sub, I'm taking three things into account. Number one, the bread. The bread on this is mixed because, like I said, it does taste like proper sub bread. It does taste a bit too thin for my liking. And, I mean, you could argue that, like, that just means they cram more meat in there, which isn't a bad thing. But I do personally feel like when you've got a sub, man, it's better to go thick with that bread, man. You know, you want it. Like, you want to absorb all the oils and everything. It makes the whole situation, the whole experience better. So, a little bit mixed on that one. It's kind of neutral. But I would say overall the bread is good. Now, that said, second thing I'm looking for, quality of the innards. You know, the actual meats and cheeses and all the stuff. It tasted fresh. It tasted flavorful. I don't know that the bologna was really helping too much. Like, I feel like the bologna against, like, because, you know, like I said, you got you know, you got salami, you've got ham, you got, you know, like, bologna's fine. I don't have any issue with it. But I feel like it's almost too neutral, like, against all those other strong flavors. I don't really know how much it was adding things other than, like, you know, just giving a little extra meatiness, which isn't a terrible thing, but the ingredients tasted fresh. I enjoyed it for what it was, man. You know, I definitely did. Now, all that said, for fuck's sake. Yeah, one of the problems when you're going over there and doing these reviews and out on the street is every so often there's like an emergency or a fire or something. But don't get me wrong. It's important that, yeah. Hopefully that's not too annoying. I apologize for that. But, so, I'd say the bread is decent. The insides are good. The very final thing that I'm looking for is when you're talking about an Italian sub sandwich, yes, I know, fire department and ambulance, please get to the location that you need to be and do your job and save the people. I'm very proud of you. Anyway, the final thing that I look for with an Italian sub sandwich is what I like to call the Italian subs taste. And that's when all of the ingredients are like just in the proper proportions, they're done just so. It all blends together and it becomes this taste that is just, it's an Italian sub taste. There's just nothing else quite like it. It's a beautiful thing. Does this achieve that taste? No, it doesn't. It's unmistakably an Italian sub sandwich, for sure. But whether it's just the proportions being a little bit off, or again, maybe some of the ingredients, again, I don't know. You know, different places have their different takes on how to put together the Italian sub sandwich. I don't know if I've ever had one with bologna. I'm not saying I haven't. I've had a lot of sub sandwiches, so it's possible. But I think maybe that threw everything else off a little bit. Like, it comes close. There's definitely times when I'm chewing it where it gets there almost. I also think that just, again, the thickness of the bread, I think, hurts it a little bit. I think a little bit thicker bread, you can put a little bit more oil and stuff, you know. Now, all that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes, with asterisks. For one thing, I'm not going to come this far out of my way, because this is a bit of a trek, just to get this Italian sub sandwich. There's definitely better Italian sub sandwiches much closer to me, but this is a good Italian sub sandwich. Even if it doesn't exactly hit, I'd say it's like 85% of the way to where I want it to be. And that's certainly close enough where I can go over there and say, no, that's a good sandwich. You know, like I said, fresh ingredients and everything. It's just a little bit out of proportion for what I personally want. But I do like it. And to that end, if I'm recommending it to somebody, you can get better Italian sub sandwiches out there. But, especially for this being a chain location, this is a good Italian sub sandwich. Again, 85% of the way. It doesn't quite make it in there, but it's good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So, 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly cousin-tastic rest of your life, because I have lots of cousins, and they're wonderful people. They check in on me every now and again. We talk a little bit here and there. You know, they're great folks. So, you know, if you got some good cousins, just appreciate them. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. Okay, I'm out there every day. I'm with you, folks. I live it. I'm not always the biggest fan of it. But when we run into situations that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to try yourself out some cousin subs. You know, maybe you live in Wisconsin. There's more of them in Wisconsin, I'm sure. And maybe you're going to try it out and you're going to be like, you know what? Yeah, this is a fantastic Italian sub. I love it. It's amazing. You know, it's really good. I'd put this up against any Italian sub sandwich out there. So then you hit me up in the comments. You're like, Brandon, this is a great Italian sub. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, first of all, I didn't say it wasn't good. I don't know if I go great, but it was a good Italian sub. I enjoyed it. There's just some places that I think are better. And you go over there and you're like, well, you know what? That's actually completely reasonable. And, you know, obviously everybody has different tastes and opinions. And, you know, so fair enough. Go about your day. Because you're a rational human being who can go over there and deal with the fact that other people have different opinions than you. Do that. Bye.